Hey guys, Asher Comanche today, Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. Glad to have you here for another Rare Champion guide. This is guide number 151 here on the channel, and I received a comment, the first of its kind that I've seen at least, on yesterday's video or the day before, I forget, but somebody was like, hey, you mentioned you have another channel? What is it? And that's the first time that somebody recognized me or someone found this channel before they found my main channel, Ash Raid Shadow Legends. So I invite you guys, if you're a viewer of this channel, you didn't know I had another channel, I invite you to check it out. Again, Ash Raid Shadow Legends. We got the old school Raid logo as our YouTube logo as well. But for the rest of you guys who know who I am, welcome back. Glad to have you guys here. I love fresh, I guess I love fresh food, but I also love Fleshmonger. Fleshmonger is a rare champion. This guy is really one of the more noteworthy rares out there in the game, because when we talk about rare debuffers, there's only really three that come to mind. One is Fleshmonger for obvious reasons that we'll talk about in just 1 second, but the other two, I mean, we all know War Maiden, right? There's already a guide out on War Maiden on this video, on this channel. Dude, can I speak today? On this video, on this channel, on this... Freshmonger. This video is brought to you by Hello Freshmonger. Sorry guys. An AoE decreased defense, 3-turn cooldown, campaign farmable War Maiden. We love her. But the truth is we need more than just one champion that has a dependable decreased defense on a 3-turn cooldown in the game, and the options are slim to say the least. Bannerlords, we have none other than Dagger, who's a very squishy champion, 12k HP, 793 on the defense, and she's got it on the A2 Precision Sabotage, an AoE decreased defense, but it's only 75% land rate. Not a bad champion, but the truth is, again, there's not very many options. There is a magic affinity option for us, though, and it's Fleshmonger her. Don't call me Flesh. So why is this guy noteworthy? Well, the bad news, right? It is also only a 75% land rate, albeit 80% land rate when we pick up the Sniper Mastery, so fairly dependable. The other bad news is it's on a 4-turn cooldown, but don't worry, on the A2, we have an extra turn ability. It's an increased attack and increased crit rate on this champion for 2 turns, and then grants an extra turn. This is on a 3-turn cooldown, so not too bad. I don't look at that increased crit rate as licensed to build this champion if you want damage out of them with an 85% crit rate, for example. I like to still build him at 100% crit rate, because the cool thing about this dude is he can definitely put out some damage as well. He's a character with some pretty decent DPS. On his multipliers, you'd be surprised, this A1 attacks one enemy 3 times, thorough butchery, right? Check it out. A 1.3 godlike damage rating on a triple hitter, plus the increased attack that he's bringing in his own kit makes him a very, very capable nuker. 3.7 strong damage rating on his A3 as well, thanks to HellHades.com for those multipliers. So we're already learning a few things about this dude. He's a pretty competent decreased defense, big version champion, right? I would prefer him over Dagger because we're getting a lot more damage, and we can use him in all the magic affinity only secret rooms in Doom Tower, which gives him a very viable late game use case inside Raid. Early game, mid game, great for dungeons. Fire Knight with a triple hitter, certainly really good for Fire Knight, better than War Maiden and Dagger there. And in terms of overall damage, as I mentioned a few times, good for faction wars, just progression in dungeons and the like. So definitely a noteworthy rare champion that you should all keep your eyes on. Now, his survivability isn't that much higher than Dagger's, but hey, 70, 80 extra defense does make a difference. You know, a few hundred extra HP does make a difference. He also brings attack in dungeons by 23%, which is a really good dungeon attack aura. So if your team is staying alive, let's say you're using like Apothecary as a defense aura, 21% in dungeons, but your team's staying alive, you might try putting Fleshmonger in your aura lead instead, and see if this team still stays alive. If they do, odds are with the aggressive attack aura instead of the defense, unless you got a bunch of defense-based nukers, right? But with the attack aura, you may just shave off a few seconds or maybe even more off your dungeon time. Just trying to min-max that. Just make sure you still have a 100% win rate there because you don't want to be throwing away energy anywhere in the game, right? So here he is. He's got 3 hands. I mean, 3 fleshes that he grabbed off somebody else. Looking good, Freshmonger. Looking good. Fresh. Did I say fresh again, man? Oh, this video. This video is already in the dumps. All right, Triumph. No, I don't want the Triumph pack, man. As enticing as it may be. All right, let's go ahead and show you guys how I have this champion built. Let's discuss his blessing as well and different ways that we can build this champion, right? So you can see right here, I have him in 2 Perception and Frostbite. I personally think that Frostbite is one of the more underrated sets inside the game. You can get it off the Frostbiter, obviously, in Doom Tower. So we get a 15% chance to block freeze debuffs and a 10% chance to place freeze debuffs for 1 turn on the attacker. It's a really handy little, extra set to have there, especially if your accuracy is already high enough. Now, his accuracy at 202, it's going to be okay for probably like normal level dungeons, but we really want a little bit higher than that, 250, 300 accuracy, especially for Doom Tower hard rooms, but we haven't done the masteries yet. I figured we could do them together, right? So let's go ahead and start out. Think about all the accuracy that we're getting here. Pinpoint accuracy, extra 10. Charge focus, 20 when the champion has no skills on cooldown, so it's a little conditional, and we're probably going to lead off with the A2 first and then go into the A3, so it's not going to help as much as it will on other champions, but we're going to pick it up just the same. And then we get Swarm Smiter. This is a big one, right? 16 extra accuracy, 4 for each enemy alive, and there's usually 4 or 5 enemies alive other than the boss stages, right? So we get the 10 there, we get the 16 there. Hey, not too bad, right? We get an extra 26, quick math, guys, an extra 26 accuracy plus whatever we can pick up from Charge Focused, right? So not too bad. We're also going to pick up Lord of Steel because that's going to give us a little bit of accuracy because of 2 perception sets on this champion. We're also going to go ahead and pick up Evil Eye and Sniper, very important on this champion. Again, we want to bring that decreased defense from a 75 to an 80%, and of course Master Hexer. So that will extend the duration of that decreased defense even more. It would be great with this kit. So now we have a choice to make. Do we want to fill out a little bit more of the support tree? Do we want to go down the offensive side of the thing? I want to go with one more support mastery, and that is Arcane Celerity. I like having those turn meter increases, at least one built in. Of course, there's Arcane Celerity, there's Rapid Response, there's Cycle of Revenge, there's Cycle of Magic, which is reducing a skill, not necessarily turn meter. What is the other one that Cycle of Violence. There we go. So those are the turn meter increasing available masteries, excuse me. So there we go. Let's go ahead and pick up that Arcane Celerity, a chance of a 10-meter turn meter increase whenever a debuff cast by this champion is removed or expires. Now, down the offensive side of things, right? So what we want to do is go with crit rate, get it to, I think it was at 96, so it gets it over 100%. Want to go with some crit damage. Remember, this champion can deal some damage. And then when attacking with full HP, sure, let's pick that up as well. Let's pick up some single out, right? And then let's go down here and pick up Bring It Down. Let's pick up Kill Streak. And then let's end with Giant Slayer. So my man's got a triple hitter on his A1. We're going to get better damage for our buck overall throughout the duration of a longer battle by picking up Giant Slayer. Do not pick up War Master on this champion. So there we go, guys. Those are the masteries. Again, let me move out of the way just in case you guys are just looking to quickly screenshot it or copy them for yourselves. But I like this build for the champion, right? I feel like it's pretty thorough. It covers, most importantly, min-maxing his damage as much as we can with Giant Slayer coming down, as well as Bring It Down, always good. Increase damage inflicted by 6% when the attacker has higher max HP, which is almost always the case with this champion. In terms of blessings, we want Phantom Touch, man. Get that extra attack, a chance of inflicting bonus damage. Great for a DPS and a debuffer as well for a rare champion. And in terms of gear, we have HP on the banner, so that explains the accuracy being a little low. I'll tell you what, guys, as much as I love that speed on this champion, Yeah, I want a little bit extra accuracy. Listen, he's a debuffer at the end of the day. So if he's not debuffing, he's really not doing his job. And the most important thing is that he's doing his job efficiently and effectively. So let's put accuracy on the banner instead. That brings it all the way up to 320. I feel much better about that. Instead of the extra survivability, we sacrifice a little bit of speed, right? So crit damage is going to be on the amulet. We have HP on the ring. Go with survivability on your accessories on this champion. His HP at 13k and his defense, frankly, they're both pretty dang low. So we want to make sure we can keep this guy alive, right? We have speed on the boots. We have HP percentage on the chest. I wouldn't be super afraid of going attack percentage on the chest, but check it out, guys. I only 2-starred it on the Ascension, but we got attack as a Ascension stat. And then we have a trip roll of attack as well, so we're getting a significant amount of attack on this chest piece as well. We went crit rate on the gauntlets. Of course, if you can, if you're going super endgame, build this champion, sure, why not, with crit damage on the gauntlets, and then try to get the crit rate elsewhere. But you know what? It's not too bad. Total stats here, 101 and 161, 320, 215. Those are the stats after his survivability, provided he can stay alive. I'm really focused on crit rate, crit damage, accuracy, speed, right? Or I should say accuracy, speed, crit rate, crit damage in terms of priority. And then survivability and attack is nice if you can get that on. Heck, even the blessing there gives us 300 attack. That's pretty nice. So there it is, guys. That's the build. Frostbite, 2 perceptions. I could probably get away with just going 3 perception on this champion as well. But as you'll see, 2 6-star legendary pieces of artifacts, right, on the shield and on the boots. It's because I don't really use Frostbite that much, right? So good gear kind of laying around, might as well make some good use of it because Fleshmonger is a champion that I actually use inside the game. More Triumph packs. Geez, is Faction Wars Skinwalker open right now? Knights, Revenant, and Dwarf, and I already used my keys on top of that. So, you know what, guys? In the interest of time, we're just going to go right to Doom Tower. Now, I think it's Secret Room 5. We haven't even done it yet. Here we go. It is rare attack champions only. Ugh, gross, right? So, let's see who our team's going to be. I think we should go Soulbond Boyer, right? We should go Fleshmonger, obviously. The Dungeon Order is not going to help us here. We should go Kurzad Deepheart because I love him, right? Let's see. He also has the weak version of decreased defense, so we can kind of fill in there a little bit as well. Let's go with my man Ashwalker because we love Ashwalker, right? And then let's go with Elhain, right? I have Elhain in a stun set. So I feel like this team's going to be pretty dang good. Speed and all bounds, granted only 12%, but that does help out as well. So let's see what this team can do. We do have a couple stun sets, no stone skin here. We have a couple stun stats on here, but none of them land. That was a bummer. Let's go ahead and here's an important thing on Fleshmonger. So props to you guys who didn't click off after the masteries. I actually want to lead in with the A3 instead of, in PvE content, instead of opening up with the extra turn. We're going to sacrifice a little bit of increased attack, but if we use that after the A3, then we're going to go ahead and be able to reduce that cooldown of the decreased defense. If we did it the other way around, we'd be sitting on a 4-turn cooldown. That's really important. Same thing with Aethel, too. She has an extra turn, I believe, on her A3, right? So we want to use the Divine Blades first. That way we can reduce the cooldown and sacrifice maybe a little bit of damage on that first shot. Anyway, here we go. Let's go ahead and try to land a stun on the highest turn meter. It looks like everybody's pretty much the same here. So stun, decreased turn meter. Let's come in here with Kurzad's number A2. And things are looking already beautiful here, right? Nice and easy. And you can see we landed the big boy version of decreased defense on everybody there. So we land a couple stuns there. Fantastic. Now we can use the A2. Now we only have a 2-turn cooldown on that A3 left. So now it's only a 1-turn cooldown because you just took a turn, obviously. So we go in with the A3 of Ashwalker, going with the A3. Now we can get the weak version of decreased defense, right? And I'm just going to go A1 here with Soulbond again. Lay off my Ashwalker. Let's come in here with the A3. And then now let's just, this is actually beautiful. We're going to use 1 turn right now. And we're just going to be able to cycle and make sure that we have that A3 off cooldown for this next wave, right? And this is the same strategy I would use pretty much on any rare only secret room. So here he is again. We can come in here on this occasion. I actually feel pretty confident. We're not going to come back around to it. Hopefully we're going to kill them by the time it's over. So we'll come back in with the A2 this time first. You know, we land only 3 decreased defense. So it is noteworthy there. Kind of a bummer, right? But, you know, I'm not here to sugarcoat anything, right? Ideally, we'd have that at 100%. But, you know, it's a rare champion. Sometimes you got to make work what you have, right? And the team gets the job done. Not too bad, 26 turns. But moreover, check this out, man. He was only outdamaged by Kurzad Depart. Keep in mind, he has crit rate on the gauntlets. Kurzad has crit damage on the gauntlets. So does Elhain as well. So it's nice to see that damage there as well on this champion. Fleshmonger, definitely a champion worth a second look. If you couldn't use him right now, or if you only want to use him for Faction Wars, no shame in taking this champion to level 50, using him until you get to the secret rooms. This is actually one of the easier ones, one of the rare onlys on a different Doom Tower rotation. I forget which one it is, but there's a couple really difficult magic only secret rooms, and that's where Fleshmonger really, really shines, where we don't have access to either Dagger or War Maiden. Guys, keep the champion requests coming. Thank you so much for watching all the way till the end, and as always, take care, guys.